Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Tracy. Hope you all are well. Let me just adjust my camera here a little bit. Um, this is the last page spread I did, and everything's still sitting here. I did take some stuff out because this guy is getting a little bit more chunky than I prefer. So, and I still got a lot more pages to decorate, so you can see how chunky it is already. It will smash down because of the way I did the binding. This is, some fabric and it will stretch. So, if and I still haven't decided how I'm going to bind it, how I'm going to have a closure, but I can definitely close it so that it's, you know, um, more smashed. I don't know. Better words there might be. Anyway, I did want to talk about before we get started, what we're doing next month because I'm going to be doing a prompt class all month long, and we're going to be doing an art journal. So, and the reason for the art journal is actually teaching. Hi, good morning, Lori. And if you want to join in along in the class, I need you to do a little homework, and that is to get yourself a color wheel. And that's all I need you to do. They sell these online, they sell them at Michael's, they sell them at Hobby Lobby. There are online ones that you can print. I even have an online one that uses Tim Holtz inks. I have an online one that uses Simon Hurley inks. But what we're going to be doing is learning a little bit more about color theory in an art journal. So the second thing that you need to do, and you can do this however you like, even if you just want to do it on individual pages and bind them together later or glue them to a notebook. Um, for instance, I think I got this thing free from scrapbook.com, and you could glue the pages in here. You could do them any size you want. But each Thursday and Friday, there's going to be a a set of prompts. So things that you need to do on that page. Good morning, Jim. And the most important thing is color. And sometimes we will just be doing a single color. So the whole group. So say I choose red violet and then do certain things. Other days we're going to be working with triads, we're going to be working with tetrads, we're going to be working with complementaries and split complementaries. And so you're going to need your color wheel to do that. Now this is kind of an answer to the those um color cubes and other things that people are purchasing. This thing I think was about $7.99 or maybe $5.99, and it's pretty sturdy, and it's got how to mix colors on the back to get what you want, and tells more about color theory. So this one's called the Artist Wheel. I got this one. I want to say I got it from Hobby Lobby, but I may have gotten it from Michael's. I know I didn't get it at Joann because Joann didn't have that kind of selection. But get yourself a color wheel if you want to play along. The classes are absolutely free, and they will be part of my regular schedule. The only exception is right around June 5th, I have to have a biopsy. And, so things may change, but I will let you know purely in advance. And at the beginning of the month, I'll have the prompt sheet for the whole month. So we can do it together. You can do it on your own. You can jump ahead. You can stay behind, whatever you want to do. But I really want to help my friends really kind of jump into color theory and how to mix colors, how to blend colors, to get what you want. And so it becomes then kind of a junk journal, kind of an art journal, depending on the prompts. But the point is to kind of familiarize yourself with, for instance, if you were to do a triad of colors, you'd really want to be mindful that you may not want big giant chunks of each color, sometimes just a touch. And then, of course, as always, neutrals will be free, so feel free to use black, white, brown, tan, all the neutrals. Anyway, So I just wanted to give you a heads up about that, and I'll remind you again in my next live, and then plus on my community tab, just to make sure that everybody gets to participate if they want to. So back to this journal, because I need to get this done if I want to start a new one in June. Last page I did, and I took some pages out because it was just getting, like I said, too chunky. This was the last page I did, and I post them on Instagram, and it's kind of tells a little love story. It's got a couple little tags in here. This is a hidden paper clip, just to kind of fill in space right there. And these are actually pieces that I cut out from here because I hate wasting that good paper. So I just cut them out and I save the bigger chunks and I throw them in the journal somewhere. So I want to work more towards the back now. And I mistakenly took a page out that I shouldn't have. And I took this thing out. It was a whole folder. It's just way too thick. And so it was causing this thing to just be really, really fat. Yeah, this is the page that I had torn it from the page that I did this one and without thinking. And so I had to reinforce it. So I took another page that I cut out and I reinforced it underneath and then I made a pocket here. So, and then this is the part to this whole thing that I created. It was just too big. So I still want to use this because, it's pretty. And maybe I'll use it right here. And no, I wanted to use it here. But I don't want to leave that plain in the background, so let's do some stuff to that background. Let's do a little stenciling, I think. And I think I want to I got a new stencil and I don't love it because it's stained. And that just kind of upset me a little bit. But this is, the brand is Stamperia. Because I did a bunch of jelly printing so that I could have small prints for fodder. So let's do, and looking at the colors that I'm working with, let's do a pink. Okay, let's see, where did I put my colors? There they are. I got crap everywhere as usual. Yeah, we're gonna do Tattered Rose. And I don't think I have Tattered Rose in my crayons. If I do, I don't know, I didn't take it out. So I'm just going to use Distress Oxide here, and I need a stencil brush. Here's one. And it looks dirty, but it's just stained. I like using stencil brushes because they really get in these little nooks and crannies. So everyone's well. Sorry about yesterday. So Mike and I wanted to run to the store real quick. And I had planned on a spaghetti bolognese last night, and I had everything taken out, all my meat out thawing and stuff like that. And our little quick trip to the store ended up being like a 3.5 hour odyssey. So by the time I got home, it was already 3 o'clock. And when I cook my bolognese, I like to cook it for a while. Um, at least 3 hours. My plan was to get it in around noon into my crock pot and then eat after my live, but yeah, that didn't happen. You can barely see that, but I'm okay with that. Let's do another one down here. So I ended up cooking and working in my garden instead, which it needs to be done. Sometimes in order to get Mike to do projects, I kind of got to hang out with him because he has a little bit of ADHD. And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot. and he'll start a project and then just walk away and forget about it. So I probably could have used paint on that, but that's okay. Let's see. It does give it a little bit more texture onto the page. Hi, Paula. Good morning. And so, and I don't want to add any like heavy texture on that page. So what I'm going to do is glue this down, and then a tag can go there, a tag can go there, but I'll have to do thin tags so you can see where I took this apart. So feel free, you know, if you're not happy with what's happening in your journals, feel free to make yourself happy and take them apart, do-overs. So let's see here. I'm gonna go, and then this just could be an interactive little page. So if you came in later and missed the beginning, please go back and watch the replay for the beginning, because I'll be teaching a month-long class with prompts next month. All for free and all available forever. So there's no pay an extra cost and it'll be available forever. It will be available forever. Morning, Jay. Good morning, Michelle. So this can just be a flip down page. No, nothing more special to it other than maybe getting this on straight as I can, straight adjacent, getting it to stick down. Come on. Let's get one of these sentiments on here. Wildflower notes, how about that? So I've been trying to stay real busy as I can on my good days. I have good days and bad days. On my bad days, I stay in bed. On my good days, I get up and do stuff, and then I get tire myself and stay in bed another day. I think I will staple that in. Let me see what's on the other side. Yeah. Let's see here. Where's my stapler? And I might put another little flower underneath it. I will teach binding again. I do have videos with my self binding in them, but I'm happy to revisit such a thing. I want a flower under there. Let's do like that. Excuse me. Where's my glue? Here it is. So for tiny stuff like that, I like to use my PVA glue. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun to do interactive stuff in your journal. I mean, you can do that on your greeting cards too. People would enjoy it. That'll dry clear, so I'm not too stressed about it. There, so that takes care of part of this journal that I took apart. Now, putting a tag in here might be tricky with that sticking up, so let's go ahead and glue that down too. Just because it's out of staple and it doesn't mean it can't be glued too. Yeah, the main thing in the beginning is that I ask you to get yourself a color wheel of some sort. Like I said, you can use my Tim Holtz color wheel, which is available over on the Tim Holtz Addicts group, or available in my Not Afraid of Color group, free. And you would print it out and just follow the instructions on it. Or I like this one because it's small and it has lots and lots of useful tips on it. But we're going to be doing prompt alongs along with learning about color theory, and without having to use color cubes. And here's my thing about the color cubes. They're fabulous, okay? But just because it looks good in a photograph, okay, so you notice the color cubes have photographs on them, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to look good in like a blocky situation or something like that. So what you want to learn and practice is setting yourself up so that you know when to use only a tiny bit of one or another color. And I know Kathy Zelski taught this before too, about, you know, how to use color, because sometimes in blocky, chunky situations, it's just not going to look good. You know what I want to do here is I want to make a note page. And so I'm going to move this aside a minute. I'm going to trim this. I don't want it to be super big. I don't want the red part on it. And these are just coffee dyed. It's little like a mini legal notepad. I either got it at Dollar Tree or I don't know, somewhere. But let's make it kind of like stationery. So I want to do some stamping on it. Oh, you know what? I don't want you guys to have to sit around while I hunt for stamps, but I'm going to start by edging it. Yeah, whatever color wheel you have is what you use. And if you don't have one and you can't afford to buy one, or you don't feel like buying a physical one, use a digital. You can download and print. If you can't print it, you can just use it digitally. That's not always easy when you're trying to watch a video though. But, you know, a lot of the stuff will be homework. So, you know, because obviously once I've picked the colors that we're going to use and the color families, it's not just going to be a rainbow, it's going to be a spectrum. So there is a difference. I mean, in as far as when we look at art and how we do our stuff, when you see a rainbow, you either think of pastel 5 or 6 colors or bright 5 or 6 colors, but we're talking a full-on spectrum. Okay, and then stamps. All right, where are my stamps that I picked out for this? Oh, you know what? I think instead I'm going to use this stencil. I love my stencils. They're just so easy to use. Let's do one here in the corner, and I don't want to use oxide. I might want to use paint. Eh. Thinking. Thinking. You guys, it's cold in here. I think I will use the stencil. And I do want to keep the colors on that page spread within kind of each other. Best I can. Let's just do a really light wash here. So that's my plan, unless something goes awry with my health. That's what we're doing. And then I'm just going to put this over and work it down in this corner. Then we've got just a little piece of stationery, kind of like how Paula does her envelopes. Little matching envelopes. Brown on brown is fine. I mean, but brown won't be in the spectrum. That's going to go like so. And I think what I want to do, how do I want to attach this? I need to think that through. I don't want it to be a pocket. Okay, I'm just going to use blue. But you can use brown on any part of the journal because it's a free color. When you're doing that, though, and it's something to think about, and we'll talk more about it, is that there are red browns and there are green browns, and there are sort of blue browns, but not necessarily, you can tell, but the red and the green browns, so you want to be careful with your browns that you're not making things clash. So there's a journaling spot. Want to add lace? Maybe I will. Nah, I'm trying to keep things kind of thin for the rest of this journal because it's just so fat. It's just such a fatty. And this was one of the neutral pages I could have taken out, but I didn't. Probably because there's something, yeah, there's something important on the other side of it. So I'll just keep it like that. You guys will notice one thing. I don't do a lot of splatter. It's not because I don't like splatter, it's just because sometimes I don't feel like it needs it. If it needs it, I'll add it. Let's do, I think I'll do another sentiment. Could do field report right there. All right, what did I do with my frayed burlap? See, I'm working myself down into a tiny space already. Uh-oh, animals are getting into trouble out there. I hear them. We've been working on our house, and I don't know if I ever told you, there was a homeless guy living here for a long time, and he's gone now, so lots and lots of changes, which I'm super happy about because I was not a happy camper having a stranger living in our home. Although he lived here for 2 years, he wasn't necessarily a stranger, but he wasn't somebody I felt like parading around downstairs in my underwear either. And listen, friends, sometimes I want to parade downstairs in my underwear. So health-wise, I don't know. I am having good days and bad days, and mostly what I experience is fatigue, like really, really tired and pain. I don't get my biopsy until June 5th. And then I'll find out from there how I'm actually doing health-wise. If, something needs to change, if I have surgery, I'm feeling optimistic. So I imagine that's a good thing. Let's see here. I've got all these pages I took out that I want to use. I don't want to waste them. I don't necessarily need to use that one, but like there's some that I made that have a pocket in them, like this one here. This stuff doesn't glue down very well though. This is something more that needs to be sewn, or you know what? In fact, here's what I'll do. I'm going to, see what I mean? It doesn't glue well because it's kind of waxy, slippery. I don't want to waste this. I love, love, love this blue paper. Love it. It's my kind of blue, friends. There, I can do there. I can do like so. I can even shorten this a little, and I think I want to. I'll save that for another page because you guys know me. I like to save things. Thought I saw my cat meandering in. You guys, I don't know if I told you this about my cat. It's a new cat, relatively new cat that I got. Her name is May May. And May May doesn't like to be petted with your hands, but she is a foot pet freak. So she'll come up to my bed and meow at the side of my bed, waiting for me to put my foot down so she can pet it and I can pet her with my foot. Go figure. Cats are weird. Yeah, I think I want this on here. Let's get this off here. I don't want that on there. A little bit's fine. Hi, Meg. Yeah, I do. I take naps, or some days I stay in bed all day. I just don't feel good. You know, getting a lot of stomach problems with whatever's going on, and just really, really tired. So it's actually the fatigue that worries me because I know that that's not a good sign. Do that, and then we can do a tall, thin tag in there. And obviously, I've been working on this away from, my lives and being online. Let's think about placement here. This isn't exactly straight, but we're going to go there. I'm just going to do the edge here so I can tuck something under it. I got to get this guy done this month. I don't want that K. Okay? Okay. Now, have I got a little piece of scrap paper here? Go under like so. Oops. Don't. Come on, hands. Cooperate. Maybe I want to go up so that it's kind of symmetrical, or maybe I don't want it at all. Maybe I just want a tiny bit. Yeah, that's good. I'll take a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. Will you? Let's go here. Come on. But I've been in a pretty decent mood ever since that person moved out. That helps. Okay, and we'll get one of those sentiments on there. Maybe I'll put, no, no, not a person. Notes and findings, and a little piece of ephemera. This is where I start getting thick, and that's not necessarily a good thing because I just start building layers because that's just kind of who I am and how I work. So stop it. Just knock it off, T. Stick to what you're doing. I don't want to use Flora. Remember. Dang. Know if I want it to be like that, or I can't. Nope, I don't want the word on there. I don't. I just want to leave it just like that. Isn't that a beautiful blue? I love it. The closest I could come in the Tim Holtz was the Uncharted Mariner, and it's not quite. Stormy Skies is good, but I don't think I have Stormy Skies. Let me look. I might. I might. I don't think so though. Faded Jeans. Let's watch that. That's pretty dark. And it's got more of the purpley hue to it, where this is more of a gray blue. What's this one? Um, Chip Sapphire. Yeah, I don't have Stormy Skies. I don't know if it is if the it's even available in the crayons. I have it though in the paint and in the ink. So let's do that. Let's just do a little paint marking. I think I have it in the paint. I did the other day. Come here, you. Oh, ow, crap. Speckled egg, pumice stone. These fade after a bit. Weathered wood, picket fence, stormy sky. Just do a little bit of marking. Make it a little space here to put some paint. A little paint down. And brush. This kind of brush. And I'm just going to bump, 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 bump. See, that's about as close as you're going to come. That's all. That's all I want to do. But what I can do with the leftover is I'll do a little splattering on this page so I don't waste any paint. And I have lots of different kinds of paint, acrylic paints, so you can go quite a ways with that. Let me get a good splattering type brush. Let's get a toothbrush. Nah, toothbrush is not. That's just messy. We'll get my little fan brush. In the water. I'm going to go ahead and splatter some water on that wet paint too. So notice how the Tim Holtz paints work very much like the Distress Oxides. When you put water on them, they seem to be lighter in color. Morning, Mary. I know what you mean. So many good colors, so little time. And I saw that Simon has some nice, pretty new colors out, but I'm not buying them. I'm on a no spend other than, things that I need, like maybe glue. And that would probably be it. And, stuff like that. I did buy, however, some stickers, washi stickers. Where did I put them? They're pretty cool too. Okay, where are you guys? Um, here. Got these on Amazon, and yeah, let's go ahead and set that right down in the paint, you dumb dumb. Hang on, let me clean up my paint. Okay, good. You have all the things. And again, you don't have to watch them. You can watch them double speed. Um, on the replays, there will be ads, but there won't be ads on the live. I don't like doing that to people. If you're a person who doesn't have a paid YouTube, I don't mind watching replays with ads, but the lives with ads just drove me crazy. I quit Paramount and bought the YouTube Lite. I'm just seeing if there's any of these stickers that I might like on here. I don't see a color that's gonna, wait a minute, this one right here. And it's a mushroom. So these are washi. So they're nice and thin. I've always wanted these, and I finally broke down and got some. I didn't know what I was going to get. You know, you just never know when you're buying, especially from Amazon or Temu or something like that. You might get something good. You might get something completely nope. I think we'll do him right here. Yeah, there we go. So that's nice and thin. I don't want to do anything with this page until that paint dries. It'll just take a minute. Life has been lifing. Oh, good. I can't wait to see what you make, Paula. I will eventually buy the teal color at the very least, because teal's a favorite. And I kind of like I think I saw a yellow color. I know there's a bunch of new colors. I'm just not a huge fan of the squishy ink pads. I prefer felt pads, and that's just me and my preferences. Let's go ahead and put some heat to that so it gets dry. And I can turn the page. So I'll repeat what I said at the beginning of the video, at the end of the video, so that everybody who comes in or pops by can join in. I got it way too thick there. It's taking forever. Making my page curl. Yeah, see, I like soft yellows. I'm not a bright yellow person. I'm a soft yellow person. Like Over the Moon was my favorite yellow. Is my favorite yellow of his line. Okay, I want to just blot that. Let's just blot that here. And then I can use that piece as a little piece of fodder. I guess it's just that one. Yeah. Okay, done. Then there's this page which flips out. Because I did so many doggone thick pages. That's why this journal's a fatty. Let's work in the back a little bit. I do have one. This is the little envelope thing from the kit, which I still need to do more work to. And I may do it and I may not. So a lot of the pages, they were just foundation pages to hold together my signatures. Okay, let's go to the back page. Here's the very back page, and it has a little folio in it. And what I wanted to do is I saw, you know, I watch a lot of videos when I'm not doing anything else. I love this just the way it is, but it's going to need something on it. But I don't want to completely cover it. I want to cover a page something like this. So I'm going to do a flip out pocket. And I'm going to have to move this because I'm going to use one of my two 12 by 12 papers from this collection. I hate to, because for one thing, they're directional. So you can see that they're directional. So I'm kind of stuck. And they're really, really sturdy. So you know what? Change my mind. Let's go with a thinner paper. Um, this is me getting out my 3D BB. You have to be old to remember what that came from. got some thinner papers here. Somewhere. Where's that whole giant paper thing? Well, I don't know. I have a huge 12 by 12 pad of paper it's single sided, but it's all very thin paper. La 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 la. Timmy paper isn't too terribly thick. This one looks like it will go nicely. Don't love that. No. Nope, nope, nope. See, this is a nice thin piece, but it really doesn't go with the color scheme at all. Oh yeah, I've made plenty of pockets with acetate. There's one in here. I'll show you. It's not acetate though. It's a paper bag. It's one of my sourdough bags. Oops, that one came undone. I'm gonna have to mess with it. Let me find it. Let me find the page. Well, I don't know what I did with it. I tried one of those circle pockets. They end up really small. Where are you? It's in here somewhere. I'll find it. Somewhere. Find myself to glue that down. That's that sew tape. This is a favorite page. It really doesn't go that great with the rest of it, but I don't care. So here's one, but this one doesn't have the reveal. I'm looking for that one. So here's one here. It's just a page, and on this side it's got some dried pressed flowers, and then on this side it's got the clock situation. Thank you. I love doing the pockets and stuff like that. Okay, back to where I was here. Going through these papers, seeing if there's a... This one's nice and thin, but it's like something more like a cut apart. Oh, you know what? One of these would be perfect. It's not going to totally match because it's got red in it, but that's okay. Let's put this back over there. I'm just going to throw it. And I'm going to score. Oops, sorry about that. Make sure I don't have my cutting blade turned on. Score this at 6 inches. And several people are doing this right now, so in one form or another, making like a trifold pocket situation. And probably this shouldn't be 6 by 6 even, because it's going to be too big. So I can still leave my cuts, but let me cut it down. Now I have to change cutters because that one rips. I'm going to make this 10 by 10, so I'm going to cut an inch off of each side. Oops, I need to... See, this is what happens when you have a small amount of desk space. You got these things that require a lot of space. So got 11, 11. This is paper I've been hoarding. Why are you calling me Mike? He knows I'm live. He forgets though. There, 10 by 10. Old people, always forgetting things. Okay. And I can alter this to match any way I want. Let's try getting that straight. Boy, that is the most unstraight I've ever seen. Unstraight, crooked, way out of whack. Okay. Phone folder. Phone folder. And I need to cut along this line. And I do want to do that. I do want to draw the line. Because if I don't, I'm going to be a hot mess. Where is my pencil? I have 9,000 pencils and I can't find a single one. There's already a line there, but I'm just going to draw it anyway. Now I have to think about how this is going to be because it's directional. Maybe I want it to be that way. Okay. Changed my mind. And it may work out anyway. So whatever, I'll cover it. I don't care. And there's why I don't love this, because it really chews up my paper. Oh, welcome back. That's okay, because I'm going to be trimming some off. So it's going to go bump, bump. Maybe it goes, no, go like that. Bump, bump, bump. And that is the most crooked I have ever seen in my entire life. Okay, no worries. Let's go ahead and round up the corners here. I might just trim some of that off. I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. Maybe I don't care. I gotta stop being so doggone picky. And I got a whole stack of 12 by 12 papers here now that are in my way. Where did I put my corner rounder? Here it is. We'll do 7mm because it seems to be the shape of the whole situation. Let me try and trim the excess off of there. Good grief, come on. Either it's my folding skills or my cutting skills or my eyeballs. I don't know. Let's fold these. Make sure this one is straight. And it's not. One thing I know, you want to trim these off before you start doing your little corner rounding. Okay, everything's straight now. We'll see. That one's not straight. Oh yeah, it is. It just depends on how you fold it. Yeah, that's gonna be tricky because it's not gonna want to cut through 4. I promise you that. Maybe it will. Okay, good. Meh-ish. Come on, get in there. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. I'm always scared I'm gonna break this. Okay, so it's going to go. Oh, oh, oh. Mhm. Yeah, it's what happens when you fold it is it gets wonkadonka. I think I might just trim it with scissors. Okay, so what I'm going to do to remediate that all this, and that's why I don't like those kind of trimmers, because you have to replace the blades too often. And either I can't find them. I have replacement blades. I have no idea where they are. No clue. And I'm going to edge these anyway, so it's not a huge deal, but still. Just that bugs the crud out of me. So I would put myself not in the best junk journalist category in that I am still particular about composition, color, style, this kind of thing. I try not to be, but sometimes I just can't help myself. Okay, so let me get this folded the way it needs to be folded. Okay. And then I'm going to just use my scissors to make everything straight around here. That's my pickiness. I'm live, Mike. Did you hear the door squeak? I'm live. Why were you calling me? Were you calling me? I wonder who was calling me. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you might have dialed me. Okay. All right, now. I'm live for another 5 minutes or so, babe. Making a mess here. He's in there looking to steal my candy. I know he is. I have some Lindt salted chocolate. Oh my gosh. Please add salt to everything. Right. So once you kind of sand that off and then come around it, it'll kind of fix it, sort of. Now, the only thing is it takes forever to kind of do all the edges. I'm going to try and do more than one at a time if I can. I've done projects where, like, for instance, when I was doing the sheet loads where I'm edging 12 bunches of stuff at a time. And I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, I'm not a big dark chocolate fan. I do like dark chocolate in my chocolate chip cookies though, and not milk chocolate. Okay, what am I missing here? This edge. Do the inside edges, and then I've got to put pockets in it. I'm not going to decorate the pages though, because they're basically already decorated. And I'm trying to keep this thinner, but I will put pockets. And I say that, and then I'll probably turn around and decorate them because I can't help it. And if I haven't told you before, I'm using frayed burlap for for edging everything in this whole journal. Okay, did I get everybody? Yes. Okay, cool. So back to how it goes. Oops, no, I didn't get this edge. Tell because there's white showing. Bomb. Bomb. I like that because chocolate. And then let's measure these because, you know, they are a little bit wonk. They are about 4 7/8. So let's do the pocket. Well, you know what? We're going to do a belly band here. So I can take the scrap. Just sort of trim that off. Hi, Nima. Just about done here for today. It's a beautiful morning. Okay. Make sure I have this all going the right direction. Okay, belly band's good. Oh, it's going to bother me to have a belly band there. Do you know why? Because they're going in the same direction. That's just a me problem. So don't think that's a style problem. It's just a me problem. I'm going to do it anyway. Get it right about the middle. Okay. I'll do diagonal pocket here. Let's see here. Want to again use thinner paper. Where did I put the Kathy Holden paper? Well, I don't know. That's Tim Holtz. I don't want to use that. Okay, here's a map. Take that. Let's go. Think. You gotta think. To go across here. Want to trim it off there. I want to trim it off here. You guys know I never see my doggone marks once I've made them. One of these days I will get a new prescription because I can't really see very well out of these anymore. Eyes are just failing me. like everything else. And I'm going to go this way with it. See, I've got part of that structure there. And around my corner. I did those at 7, right? Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I'm going to go all the way around with it. Up to here. I mean, if you haven't made yourself a too fat of a journal, you can really, do a lot of layers on these pages. Uh-oh, I don't see my line. There it is. Okay, and then let's get a notch in there. Where's my notcher? Oh, one of my favorite tools. Where is it? I'd probably put it in the big pile. It's a recollection, so it's going to be over. Nowhere to be found. Oh, good grief, where is it? When you lose your favorite tool, it sucks. I'm still looking. I haven't given it just yet, but I don't see it anywhere. Did I put you someplace else? Are you in here? Maybe. Oh, here you are. Believe it or not, this was very inexpensive, and yet it's a favorite tool. Find the center-ish. Looks to be about there. Close enough. All right, take care, Lori. Thank you for coming. Oh, I need to round these corners. I love my punches and these kind of tools. Oh, I need to sharpen this. The best. When I can find them, but when you get a big bunch of them, they get real heavy. It's hard to store them. Okay. Keep this pocket. I'm going to finish this and place it in the journal, and then we're going to be done for the day. And don't forget to go back and watch the beginning. Okay, so then it's going to go bump, bump, bump. needs a pocket here. Or that can be a journaling space or whatever. I think I want a flip page pocket. Let me see. Let me just cut this. To go this way because that's the way the text goes. And I'll just cut it right above those words. Oops. Fine. A little bit too much. Off some of that edge. Line that up right there. Get that squared. And those are some pages that I'd taken out. Now I'm not going to be able to do a very good job on this, although I do have this doubled up. Okay, edge that. It's glued onto another piece of paper. Oops, I wanted to do a little notch in there. Right there. I think I paid, I don't know, maybe $8 for that at Michael's. Which is good price because those things are expensive. Okay, got my pockets in. Could do a whole nother pocket there too. Maybe someday I will. As I start to write in the journal. Come here. Come here, fatty. Yeah, I'm being mean to my journal, so we were working in the back. And that page is going to get glued directly down. Let's make sure everything opens properly. Yes, it does. So we glue this down. And I'm not going to make it a slip pocket. I'm going to make it completely glued down. And then I'm going to make a closure here. And how she did her closure. And I forgot who I was watching. I watched so many people, but where is the, there, let's make a closure real quick. And I think I'm going to do it my way. Gonna find a thicker piece. Come here, I'm trying to grab it. Yeah, that way I don't have to double up on all of it. This is a nice thick piece of ephemera. And kind of find the center. And then grab the punch. Where is my small hole punch? Are you it? That's a heart shape. Must be it. kind of eyeball where the center might be. All right, dear. Be safe. And then I need to grab a Brad. Brads, where are you, friends? I have a million kind of Brads. I just don't know where they are. Hang on. I do know where they are. I lied. I kind of want a plain Brad though. I love these little army guys, but here we go. Let's get one of these. No, that's not gonna work. These are little corner Brads. I'm wondering where my plain Brads are. I have some really fun little weenie dog. Or yeah, weenie dog. No, those are cats. Little weenie cats. These jeweled ones are nice, but they're not the right color range. Oh, here we go. That one. Let's do that one. I noticed there's buttons mixed up in there. Just place the Brad in the hole. Place the Brad in the hole. Fix the Brad the way we want it. Open up the little legs. And I'll cover that later. So now, you just turn the, oops. Yeah, I didn't think that through. I might have to trim that off. And then this will open out into however many pockets you want. I mean, obviously you could put even more pockets. And I'm gonna have to trim that off. I'm not loving that idea, but I will do it. Or pick something different. Anyway, there we go. That's it for today, friends. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me. I should be back next Thursday, but we'll just see, eyeball it. And some days I might just pop on out of the blue. I do need to get this journal finished. And if you have any questions for me, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer any questions, especially about the prompt along for next month, which is kind of, I'm calling it prism theme and not rainbow theme, and color theory. Well, hello, mediocre arts and crafts. Who are you? I know you. Anyway, thanks for popping in. And I guess I don't have anything else more to say. Oh, thank you, Paula. I appreciate you coming and hanging out. Such a movie star talented person. Take care, everybody. Bye.